Yo, what is going on, everyone? Thank you for joining me for another manga chapter review. And in today's video, we're going to be going ahead and taking a look at the brand new chapter for Jujutsu Kaisen, chapter 184, titled Tokyo No. 2 Colony, Part 4. And before we jump into the video, guys, I want to go ahead and say thank you guys so much for 300 subscribers achieved on the channel. At the time I'm recording this video, I believe we're at 308 subscribers, so like I say on every video, guys, you guys are absolutely insane for showing the amount of support on all my videos as you do. And I just want to go ahead and continue to tell you guys thank you from the bottom of my heart. And this is just going to help me and motivate me to create even more content for you guys. So once again, guys, thank you very much. I did get a comment from one of you guys on my last video letting me know that the intros are a little bit too much. So I'll go ahead and try to snip them down, but I just always want to go ahead and tell you guys thank you so much for the support on the channel, because without you guys, I really wouldn't be anything, and I wouldn't be having the motivation to create the videos the way I do. So once again, guys, thank you so much. But if you guys are new to the channel and like anime and manga related content, consider sticking around and hitting that subscribe button, as it greatly helps the channel out, as well as it keeps you up to date with all the new manga chapters. On the channel, I do Jujutsu Kaisen. I'll be doing a My Hero chapter review later on, and Black Clover. But Black Clover's on a little bit of a hiatus right now for 3 months, so even more Jujutsu Kaisen and My Hero content to be sure. So if you guys do enjoy today's video, hit that like button and let me know your awesome theories and thoughts down in the comment section below. But without further ado, guys, let's just go ahead and jump into the chapter already. Beginning chapter 184 off, we are paired with Panda as he has just entered Colony No. 2 along with Hikari. With Panda taking a moment to evaluate the culling game's rules, along with his surroundings, he states that the area he is now in smells of blood. Panda now taking into account that he, as well as the others, have been randomly transported upon entering the culling game, this causing quite the hindrance for them. Panda now trying to use his senses of smell to pinpoint the cursed energy of the culprit, he tells himself that his mission is to find Angel and negotiate. Panda, gaining newly found confidence in himself, tells himself that he is a panda, before backflipping off of a shipment container. Upon doing this, Panda hears a rather close set of footprints coming his way. With a mysterious sorcerer making her way behind the containers, the person being nearby is revealed to be Hajime Kashimo, making a comment saying that how it appears that Panda escaped from Ueno Zoo. Panda, trying to avoid unnecessary combat, pretends to be an actual panda. Unfortunately, this doesn't work, as the suspicious sorcerer summons Kagone and asks, "Is this a player?" Kagone confirming Panda as a player, Kashimo closes the distance with an attack, while Panda asks himself, "Is that a function?" Piercing Panda's midsection in an instant, Panda notices his shocking speed as well as the sorcerer's cursed energy having the properties of electricity, suggesting that his body must be always in a constant state of being electrified. Leaving Panda to assume that there are no way to defend against it, he retaliates against the vigilant sorcerer by doing the same. Using unblockable beating drum, the battle-savvy sorcerer sees that his attacks aren't just inflicting physical damage, but internal damage as well. Switching the positions to offense, he catches Panda's right arm and rips it off, telling him that he isn't impressed, with his attack being too ordinary. Panda, becoming further enraged, attempts to land a clean strike, but is met with a shocking pushback by the quick-witted sorcerer. With Kashimo now asking Panda where is Sukuna, Panda thinks to himself that whatever his intentions for wanting to find Sukuna, they are not good for Yuji. Trying to play off that he has no clue where he is, the sharp sorcerer Kashimo does not seem to buy the half-decent response from Panda, stating that it sounds like the panda does in fact know something. Giving Panda a second chance, he tells him he'll be merciful. Panda responding that his uncle goes by that name, Kashimo asks, "Are you looking down on me?" Letting him know that it is Kashimo that is underestimating Panda, with him making a comparison of how his big sister is shy and that she'll kill anyone that meets her eyes. Leaving Kashimo on guard, Panda, displaying his newly found transformation, understands that Kashimo's harnesses both positive and negative energy currents, one being for his opponents and the other being discharged from his body to the ground. Trying to redirect Kashimo's electricity back at him, Panda is blown away from the sheer strength and potency of the electricity. As we end the chapter, we get a final panel of the unimpressed Kashimo asking again, "So, where is Sukuna?" With the battle just having started, what does Kashimo plan to do with the information of Sukuna? Will Panda be able to turn the tables on the 400-year-old lightning user? Or will Panda's attempts be in vain against his overwhelming speed and strength? And alright guys, that is going to go ahead and wrap up the synopsis for chapter 184. Now we're going to go ahead and transition on over into my thoughts and review of the chapter as a whole. And man guys, was this chapter absolutely fire. I mean, like, listen guys, I feel like this chapter, just this chapter alone, I feel like is honestly a little bit more hype than the Hikari and Charles fight. I know there was quite a bit of like back and forth in the community on the sort of few chapters that Charles and Hikari had, with a lot of people not thinking that Hikari or Charles deserve their own like focal point in this, like in the Culling games, like seeing as though a lot of people thought how Hikari should have been like a supporting character for like Yuji or Fushiguro in like a fight rather than having his own fight. But I personally liked the chapters, but man, was this chapter absolutely like even better than those chapters in my opinion. I really love that we got to finally see Panda in the Culling games, so that is really, really awesome to me. And then I also really like the introduction of Kashimo. I just feel like within this this chapter, she is just such an interesting character with just like such an array of like lightning moves, right? It just seems like I really like how her sort of body is always being like conducting electricity, so that way there's like no dodging her attacks. So that's very interesting, and I like how Panda sort of made that comparison to her like curse technique being similar to Fushiguro's new like ability. So very interesting. She hasn't done too many attacks within this chapter, just mainly doing really simple attacks with her staff and then like just hand-to-hand combat. So I feel like within the upcoming chapters we're going to see a lot more from Kashimo as well as Panda, because we did get the new transformation from Panda, which I wasn't really quite sure like how to really perceive this. It kind of looks like a beetle, if you guys understand like what I'm kind of like looking at. It just kind of like looks like almost like a rhino beetle. Like I don't even know what to like make of it, guys. So I think I'm gonna need a little bit more sort of angles to see what it was, because at the moment I don't really get like a clear thing of what it is, because it's got horns. It just reminds me of an insect of some sort, but you guys can definitely correct me down in the comment section below. But it definitely was really cool to see Panda get a new transformation nonetheless, but I feel like it was a little bit cut short with Kashimo kind of just like, you know, beating down Panda like without even breaking a sweat. So hopefully Panda can sort of turn the tides back into his favor for this battle, because right now Kashimo is like quite literally just like one-shotting him like one after the other. So like I said guys, it's going to be very interesting to see the next few chapters. Now I am interested to know whether or not we are going to be jumping back and forth between the Charles and Hikari fight, because personally I think that's what it's shaping up to be, right? Because last time with all the other fights we got conclusions to the fight before we went into another one, right? Like the Yuji fight, we got a conclusion on that before they went to Fushiguro, and then after that we got a conclusion between Reggie and Fushiguro before we went into who was the next fight after that? The Yuta arc. So I really I do suspect that this won't be in like those instances. I do believe that we're going to be getting like back and forth chapters. It'd be really interesting, right, to see if like perhaps Hikari and Panda like sort of meet in the middle in between their fights. So like what I'm thinking is the fight between Hikari and Charles sort of like goes out sort of like their current area into where Panda and Kashimo are fighting, to where sort of Panda and Hikari can fight Kashimo and maybe Charles, or maybe it could just be like a 2v1v1, if that makes any sense. Because I don't really see Kashimo like pairing up with anybody. If anything, she'd probably just want to like beat all of their asses without teaming up with any of them. So like, there's just so much like interesting stuff within this chapter that it just really makes me excited for the future chapters. Now, I know a lot of people in the community, especially on my last video, were talking about how the cursed ability for Hikari was like literally like it was just so mind-numbing, because there was just so much intricacies, and it was just very complex, and it required a lot to sort of get a grasp on it, which I definitely do understand. I did try to do my best to make it as easy to understand for what we were getting in the chapter, right? And then as we get more of their battle between Hikari and Charles, I'll go ahead and elaborate even further, so that way we can have more information and context as to what is going on in that fight. But my favorite comment from last video was, I believe the guy said, one of you guys said something along the lines of like, JJK fans before Hikari's like domain expansion, I wonder what Hikari's curse technique's gonna be, and then it's like after, I wonder what Hikari's curse technique's gonna be. So that made me laugh. So that was a really good comment, and it was an accurate comment too, because you know, there's a lot of people that are saying it's not that complex, but then there's a lot of people on the other half saying it's pretty complex. But I'm sort of like neutral on it. I do understand the basis of it, but at the same time, there are some things that could use a little bit more like application. Like I would have to see it like done within their battle in order to really understand, but that'll be for whenever they resume that battle. But overall, I'm gonna give chapter 184 a 9 out of 10. What was holding it back from a 10 out of 10? I don't know. I would have liked to see a little bit more on Panda's end. Now, I know Panda definitely was putting up a good fight, and I know that Kashimo is extremely OP, but Panda just got, like, beat the fuck down this chapter. So hopefully next chapter he can go ahead and get, like, some good strikes in on Kashimo without her really just, like, fucking dicking him down. But that's all I really got for this chapter, guys. If you guys did like this video, go ahead and hit that like button down below. And if you are new to the channel, please go ahead and consider sticking around and subscribing, as I will be doing even more anime and manga related content. Later on today, I have a My Hero chapter review coming out for you guys for the most recent My Hero chapter. So if you guys are interested in that, please stick around. And yeah, guys, go ahead and let me know your comments in the comment section down below. I love reading all your comments. And yeah, that's going to be it for me. I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. See ya.